everyone. It's your boy. Just checking my levels here. This is Brother Exhaustus. Oh, city noises. I can turn them down. There we go. Yeah, this is Brother Exhaustus here. You may be wondering why I sound different from the last guy. Well, the last guy was a guardsman James. He set up the stream, so, this is Brother Exhaustus now. Yeah, so, oh boy, I am excited to get into this here. It has been an interesting week. What am I calling on? Oh, the tape. Yeah, so, weekend, I was, participating in an AoS match, and, turn that off for now, and I was, practicing using my Slaves to Darkness, and we, well, it wasn't really a match, more of a league match. I'm in a AoS league right now, where we're, really just using this excuse to practice and to play and, meet some new people in the community and, at my local store. So at the game store, just kind of hanging out, playing around, getting to talk to each other. It's been fun. It's been fun. I get tabled pretty bad, but, that's the way things are when you're learning. Also, my SO, my, what do we want to call her? Let's call her the Chancellor. She picked me up a paint holder here. It looks like it's 3D printed, but she got it from Temu. I mean, if it works, it'll serve the purpose, but we'll see. I should notice that last time we streamed, I didn't have the paint on for the fire yet, so I kind of, I feel bad that I didn't get that captured, but as you can see, there's still a lot of cleanup to do, so we're going to spend today's stream doing that cleanup and getting things kind of where we need to. Yeah, I'm still getting set up here. Thankfully, I don't need to use any tools today, but we're gonna do some painting. So there's still quite a few things, like I said, on the table for here, just to get things off the ground. I had some gift cards over the holidays, and crew, you should know that despite playing Black Templar before, or painting Black Templar, and despite being an AoS player, I'm also getting into 40k. And so what does that look like? Well, 40k for me is going to be Chaos Space Marines. And I know it's kind of on the nose to go from like Slaves to Darkness, which are Chaos, to Chaos Space Marines. But, I mean, look at these sculpts. They just look so badass. Like, especially this guy. Like, holy fuck. I'm so hyped to paint him. More so to be able to practice fire, but also just, like, look at the skull. That is so, so mad. Holy shit. So, I'm pretty hype. And I cannot wait. Also, you notice the stream's a little different now? I have on stream here that we're saying what we're doing for both. For 40k, we're going to do the Black Templar, the Razorback, once we get some more done there. Right now it's in sub-assemblies, so, it'll look better soon, but it is what it is right now. And we're still painting our Nexus Chaotica. And the stream does look different. It does. I did some modifications to it. I really wasn't to kind of push things a bit and say, like, here's kind of what you're getting into. And you can see it in the VOD channel afterwards. I've attached a VOD channel to the Twitch channel here. And so it should be nice. Should be a great way to keep up. Obviously, because the painting stream won't be doing a lot of talking, so this is kind of the preamble before we get into things. Oh yeah, I do some mods on the side for things. There might be some resin casting, probably not today, but soon. Move him out of there. And that resin casting will be for the, I don't know, where did I put it? Right here. For this look at, this is the flame that goes inside the Nexus Chaotica. It's gray. Why would I want to resin cast this? Why would I want to make a clone? Well, because where this is meant to go is inside of here, right? So, it's going to look good, what can make this look even better? Well, I'll tell you what. This little tea light. So I've got a kit here to turn into a USB-C powered thing with a rechargeable battery. That's going to be cool because when it goes under here, the glow itself will light it up. Now I'm going to use clear resin, and then because there are some skulls in here, I'm going to see if I can work in some skulls from my skull box. That's kind of the hope. We'll go from there. I'm not going to cast this today. I will cast it soon. Soon. Not today. Soon. Again, audio sounds different here. If that's not what you like, I might put in the second microphone just so I can capture me working on things here. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, so welcome to the stream. If you're watching from the VOD, welcome to the VOD. You know, I appreciate you joining in, and you're probably going to enjoy this. So, like I said, I won't be talking a whole lot. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the stream. I'm going to take this last shot here as an opportunity to run to the bathroom right quick. But, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just coming back now. Sorry about that. Checking out the stream here. Everything looks fine. Gonna get back in the chat here just so I can keep up to date with what's going on. You'll notice that great big bar on the right side, the gray bar. That is the chat. So welcome to whoever comes in now. You know, I don't mean to ignore you, but I might. If I do, I'm sorry. All right. So first things first. Elephant in the room, did the gold. That's fine. Did some color in here. That's with the Eulson Scarlet. Oh no, it's not. Sorry. That is the red for the Eulson Scarlet. This is the, not Fire Dragon Bright. This is Wild Rider Red. So I'm going to move between these two going on. Please don't judge the quality of my palette here. Jesus, I need to clean my brushes. You may be wondering why I'm going over the orange again with the red. It's because it's thin, and so I'm trying to build up layers. There's really no wrong way to do this here. So I'm just kind of throwing paint on. Why am I putting red so low? It's a good question too. Is that I'm putting red low because when you look at pictures of flames, they start black and they move upwards towards the flame, then they go immediately to like orange. You may hear some clicks and things going in the background every now and then. I do a 3D printer going, so I do apologize if that's disruptive to your comm. Now you may look at my name, the name of this channel, Burnout Brush. You may go, ooh, where did that name come from? And just to interject here, just to give you some background, I guess, on my lore. When I was doing something different for the Emperor, before I started streaming, I gave myself really bad burnout. I had really not great life-work balance, which would be ideal for the Emperor. But I realized that heresy was the way to go, and that so being a successor chapter meant taking time for myself and really trying to figure out what it is I'm going to do. Obviously it's not attainable all the time, but I needed to find what sort of Astartes I could provide. Astartes work I could provide. Obviously that doesn't work for everyone, but I've got a little bit of runway to figure out how to be the best Space Marine I can. So, you know, thematically, I'm just doing my best right now. And really that's all I think anyone should really try to achieve, is to be their best. I mean, be their best for the Emperor, but be the best for themselves. And it's not easy. Every day you give 110% with the hope of helping remove Xenos. But every now and then you just kind of gotta settle back and try and figure out where things are headed, you know? Heresy lives in the mind. It lives in the questioning. It lives in the beholding of false truths. So introspection can lead there. But it's up to you to understand what that heresy is. As we learn from Broken Sword, we do not question the will of the Emperor. Merely, we try to understand what the will of the Emperor is. And interpret it in a way that brings us closer to ultimate victory. I'm a Marine that spent all of my life devote. That hasn't changed. I'm devoted to my cause, I'm devoted to my everything. But what does that mean? What does it mean to be devout? If at the end of the day, you find yourself questioning, what can you provide? Is it true heresy if you feel unsure? Or is it heresy to give without devotion? I don't think these flames are turning out too bad. They'll be solvable here soon, once I start mixing a little bit of Abaddon. The heretic. I haven't nailed down a schedule as to what we're going to do, but I think the trend right now will be Workshop Wednesdays, Modification Mondays. Oh god, this paint looks so bad back here. The reds are starting to come through. I would like the fade to be a little bit more present. Starting to get carpal tunnel. I know I am from doing this all day. Such is the will of the Emperor. It just needs a little water. Ooh. Okay. I want a real smooth glaze. It's a package delivered. I will be right back. Sorry about that. It was Ender 3 end socks. Ooh. Okay, it's just fallen, I guess. Okay, put that back here. So we're no longer back. Or, we're back. We are so back. Okay. Where did we leave off? We were grabbing some red, some wild red. And we were just making sure it was wet as can be. So I'm not a big fan of this flame detailing. I could move to corn red, but I want to get into the black spectrum. I'll be the first to admit my painting's not where I want it to be. So I feel personally it could be better. Like, I've got some really good fades right here, which I'm just over the moon about. Over the third moon, yeah. I'll come back over this with, like, Averland Sunset or something. Just enough to keep it going. Now, here would have been just regular steel, but I decided to paint over top of it because with all the flames going in kind of everywhere, it sort of found its way there, but also it just, keeping it there makes it look really cool. So I'm just gonna keep it there. I mean, no rhyme, no reason. No problem. Just painting. Oh, well, these flames don't look too bad. I think they just need a little bit more time and effort. Honestly, if I'm being honest. Man, water keeps drying out on this. Okay, so seeing this sort of pattern here, which is what I'm looking for. That's going to be kind of what we're aiming at. Is see how the yellow comes on top and then the orange fades down into red. That we're going to aim for something along those lines. Yeah, and then I'll touch it up with some Dorn, and the Dorn will give it like the highlight I'm looking for. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Keep that sort of ideology. We'll keep that pattern of colorings going. I think that'll look really good. I think it will. I'm confident it will. It's one of those things where when I start adding the black to the tips with the red, it'll look like a good fade, and then we'll focus on the highlights with the Dorn and the flash gets, and I'll make it look extremely. They make it look hot, which is kind of the end goal. Oh, I'm gonna take a quick second here. My wrist is killing me. Just to say what the song name is. This is Foresight by Enough Cereals. All my music's coming from Chill Hop Essentials. Chill Hop music. I've got a link to it on the videos here. Well, this was when this goes to YouTube, it'll have a link in the description as well. Oh, I probably should have updated the video description. Let's see here. What can we do? Should put up my BRB sign. I'm still here. I'm waiting for things to dry, and my wrist is killing me. Like, just rocked. Fucking sore. I did create a new Discord channel, Discord server called the Hand Cramp Hideout, because holy crap is my hand fucking sore. Well, my wrist, not my hand, but my wrist is sore. Let's see, channel. Create a dashboard. Stream manager. Okay, so we've got the right name here, we got the right everything going for it, so this is really good. Perfect. Okay. Means I could take it off my phone. I can view it in browser, it's okay. Mostly just keep on my phone so I can view the chat. When I have one... Kidding. Okay, I gotta do some wrist exercises. These are important. If you're like me, and your hands cramp easy, wrist exercises are worth their weight in gold. Okay. So we still get some wet material up here, which is fine. We're just gonna introduce a little bit more moisture and just keep this red flow going. And again, starting to highlight, which is really good. Really trying to highlight the edges as them being hot. This is the goal. Perfect. Okay, that feels pretty good to me, I think. Maybe a few more spaces here. I used to have a employer that would tell us, all of us, that one of the most important things a painter can do, an artist can do, was learn to put down the brush and learn when to put down the brush. You know, it's very easy to get sidetracked and go, oh, I'll add a little bit here and add a little bit there. And, you know, just not quite content with it here. You know, maybe I want some of this here. Maybe I want to look a little bit like this way or act a little bit this way, but you have to know when to put down the brush. And I still struggle with that as a painter, or as someone who's trying to paint as an Astartes painter to the Emperor. But it is a good point. Knowing when to put down the brush and say, I've had enough, is the same as knowing when to say, this works. This is visible, you know. Sometimes I cheat on these paints, you know, they don't look perfect, you know. But that's not the point. You can sit and paint these all day long. Great. Golden Demon level. Awesome. I get it. I totally get it. I want to paint Golden Demon paint levels. That's a real goal of mine, is to be able to paint 4 Golden Demon. But, and this is important, not every piece needs to be. When miniature painters submit to Golden Demon, it's like 1 to 3 models max. And it's because it's their free time, you know, it's their time. Not free time, it's their time they're precious of. And I totally get that. And just a final point on this is that these are going on a tabletop when I play the game. Yeah, it will look really cool. It's going to impress a few people. Am I still going to get tabled? Yeah, probably. Do I care if I get tabled while they're painted? No, I think they look great. But it's worth noting that, like, these things only have to look as good as you want them to. If you are content with them looking a certain way and saying, I'm done here, that's you. That's fine. Art is subjective. And the artist dictates. And you have to remember that, as the artist, this is your world. This is your thing. You control what you think is okay. You decide what is acceptable. For someone like me, that changes a lot. Okay, here's our little secret. Not that one. Black Legion. Contrast paint. Whoa, crazy, kooky thing we're doing here. We're going to create a wash. A wet wash. How the hell are we going to do that? Okay, that's easy. I've got Black Legion. It's black. When I bring it out and put it on the thing, black. It's just black. I might have a tinge of blue to it, but that's about it. Okay. Why am I telling you this? because I'm going to put some right here on this piece. Whoa, that's terrible contrast. That's black on red. Watch what happens when I add a little bit of water. Whoa, you see how it's moving? See how it's finding its way around the piece? That's why we do it. We had just a poke of it. Just a poke, and then we get a little bit of water. Not much, but just a little bit. And we work it along the model. Pull it down and bring it back. Pull it down, bring it back. Pull it down, bring it back. Pull it down, bring it back. Why the hell are we doing that? Well, as you can see, it's starting to dry darker and darker and darker. In fact, I'll even take my brush, wet it a little bit, and then dry some of this up from the edges. See, it's starting to come through, look darker, yeah? Yeah, see, that's us cheating. Take a little bit off. Why are we cheating? Because we could mix it by hand, yeah. Absolutely. What happens when we do? We spend a lot of time in paint. I even want a little bit more water than that. And we just need just a little pinprick of it. Basically creating a wet shade. Oh, look at that. See how it's fading out to black? Cool, huh? And the funny thing is that even though we're adding just a tip, just a dip of it, we're taking water and we're pulling it towards the paint we want to go to, and then we're pulling it back to the black. Why? We do that specifically because when we reintroduce the black backwards, it's going to pool. You have to be very careful with this technique though, because it can go sideways on you very quickly. And the annoying thing is it takes a very long time for it to actually dry. See, it's already starting to darken up a little bit. That's kind of what we're aiming for. Okay, just a little bit of black there. Some water. Because water is the enemy of acrylics, right? And it looks super fucking messy. And this is unfortunately one of those times when you end up having to just trust the process. Ooh, too much water. There we go. And like that black won't stay black. It's gonna fade out. All I'm doing is just finding discrete areas to add the black to. So when I come back through, I can just go, whoop, you know. with my tiny bit of water. And that's really it. I mean, you can see the black and you're going, yeah, I guess that'll work. And at first when I found this technique, I was looking at going, oh man, I don't know. And I just kind of threw it on, and this isn't somebody else's technique, this is actually kind of my technique. Where I found it and I went, I don't know man, like... And I tried to pull it up with water, because I threw some black on by mistake. I wanted to pull it up with water. Which, as you're seeing, doesn't work. It kind of does. Anyway, and I started spraying across and I went, well, it's getting thin, you know? Like, that's interesting. So I kind of found it by accident. And so since then I've used it to really just push things around, and it's the classic glaze, I guess. I found out on the weekend actually that contrast paints originally were called glazes as part of Citadel. And so I thought, oh, that's interesting, because that's kind of what I'm doing here. It's just creating glazes, and then I'm thinning them out with water. Oh, that's too much water there. Too much contrast there, actually, that's what I mean. So I'm kind of just creating this, like, black glaze. And as you see, like, in some of the parts I already did, like, it's already starting to thin out. And, like, here it is on the back now. It's just drying out here, but, like, you can see it's already turning black. And I'll just come over this again with some more black Legion in different spots. Maybe even there, while I'm here. And I'm just letting it dry. Just letting it dry. That's all. I had this on chat so I could actually see if there's chat. Sorry if I didn't see the chat. Yeah, well, there, kind of just everywhere. A little bit of paint, a little bit of water. Now, why am I being careful to avoid certain areas? The reason why is because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to repaint later. One sec, I gotta take a call. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to take a call there. Pretty popular guy I am, I guess, for an Astartes. You wouldn't think. Astartes don't get a lot of phone calls, but in the 41st millennia, I guess they do. I'm gonna have to call this stream pretty short here. But we'll try again later. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. And I'll set this down for now. Anyway. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on the VOD channel, thanks for watching on the VOD. And I'll post the links to where I get my music from and today's stream. Alright. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one, where we're going to paint more of the Nexus Chaotica. And maybe work on the Razorback.